the light that's coming through just there and making this area look a bit, I don't know any lighting terminology. So that light goes behind the building at 1:32 every day. That sounds so precise and really shows that I'm not working at the moment, but just give it a second. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I can actually say that now, unless nobody who watched my last video is watching this one. I'm gonna put the link in the description to my last video. Go watch that, then come back, watch this. Hi, hello, you've watched that video. How's it going? My name is Beth. Welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about moving to Canada. I'm currently living in Vancouver and have been in Canada since November 2018, so nearly a year. Oh my god, I should have like a celebration. I'm just thinking of, you know, on Friends where oh my god, I'm out of breath, and Ross is playing the bagpipes, playing Celebration. So I'm going to be talking about how I moved, why I moved, how the move went, etc, all that kind of stuff. So without further ado, I will start from the beginning. I don't even really know where the beginning is. I guess it started when I was working full-time back in Australia and planning my second big overseas trip. Previously, I'd gone to America for 2 months by myself for my 21st. Cal and I had been to Singapore for like a week, and this time we spontaneously booked Coachella tickets a year in advance on their whole like buy it a year in advance before the lineup comes out, go on a payment plan, pay it each month, blah blah blah. We'd literally been together for like 2 months at this time, guys. Yeah, I guess it kind of started when we purchased our Coachella tickets in 2017 for 2018. So while we were planning for Coachella, I was like, I'm trying to get back into the mindset that I was in at the time. Basically, I think I was just sick of working at a job that I didn't hate, but I didn't love, and then I felt like I was kind of just working at but waiting for the 4 weeks of annual leave that I accrued to come around each time of the year so that I could go on vacation. Basically just doing that over and over and over again, and the idea of that just kind of becoming my life. Felt like I was spending majority of my time working to escape the life that I was in rather than creating a life that I wanted for myself. If that makes sense? I think it does. Okay, look, I definitely didn't hate my job. I'm just gonna put that out there. But man, like, it was stressful. I worked as a litigation coordinator, and as much as I love like organizing, planning, managing, it was just a lot. And as grateful as I am for that job and how much it taught me and how much I grew from it, I guess I just kind of felt like, yeah, this isn't forever for me. And I was a little bit scared of never changing and making sure that it wasn't a forever job. Does that make sense? Someone please understand what I'm saying? As you can tell, it was basically just time for a change for me. While we were planning our Coachella trip, I figured, why don't I just apply for a working visa somewhere rather than just waiting every year for 4 weeks of annual leave to literally go overseas? That way, I mean, I know I'm working, but it's kind of always going to feel a little bit like a vacation because I'm not in Australia. I feel like I just didn't know what to do with my life, and I was like, how can I justify just going off and traveling? I chose Canada because it's the easiest country to move to that is closest to the United States. Which, looking back now, wow, that's just totally not how I feel at all anymore. I mean, nothing against the States, but I feel like just saying nothing is saying a lot, you know? But nothing in life is better than personal growth and development, so it's fine. When I start trying to do some sort of like self-analyzing, I guess maybe I also chose Canada because I wanted to get over my fear of the snow. I was in a really bad car accident when I was around 8 years old, and I don't really want to get into details. I mean, maybe in the future I'll make a video about it and talk about it, but for right now, I don't think I will. But yeah, I was in a really bad car accident which left me with a pretty big fear of the snow. Maybe somewhere in my brain it was like, just move to the snow and deal with it every day and then you'll get over your fear, but also like maybe I'm just making that up because it sounds good. I don't know. So when we were organizing Coachella, I decided to apply for a working holiday visa in Canada. Cal actually decided to apply for one as well. At the time, he wasn't 100% sure on whether he wanted to come to Canada or not, but he did, and I'm so happy. Like, I'm so glad he did. It was the best. But I just want to say he really did make the decision by himself. It's also one of those things where it's like you can apply for the visa and you can get the visa, but you don't actually have to go to the country, and I feel like that's basically what Cal did. I mean, I don't want to speak for him, but at the same time, like, we've spoken about this. I know that's why he did it. I'm gonna put a link in the description to the website. Wow, what is this? Like, I feel like I'm at a club. I haven't been to a club in like 2 years. You wouldn't even do this at a club. Wow. I'm gonna put a link in the description to the website, but we applied for our Canada visas online, got all our documents, applied for those online as well, and submitted them, blah, 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 blah. I think once you're on the website, it's pretty straightforward for applying, but if you do have any questions, leave a comment below, message me on any platform. I'm definitely happy to answer any questions about it. Even though it is kind of pretty straightforward, in my opinion, it's also nice just to have someone to reach out to and be like, hey, what did you put in for this section? Because, like, I'm not sure. Especially when you're filling out visas and things, it can be kind of daunting and scary. Don't feel afraid just to reach out. I am totally available to help. I mean, I'm not working right now. And the sun's gone behind the building. I told you. I mean, it's past 1:32 now, but it happened at 1:32. We actually received our working holiday visas the day we flew into LA. I literally remember sitting on the beach. It was like 9 a.m. at Venice Beach, and we were so jet lagged but couldn't check into our Airbnb. I think we could store our luggage somewhere because we definitely didn't have like a suitcase each on the beach being like, Chella! I just remember being like, oh my god, our visas have been approved. Like, this is the best. That was around the start of April 2018. We got back from our trip at the start of May, and then I'm not 100% sure when Cal decided he was going to move to Canada. I want to say within a couple of months. And then we started planning our move to Canada. We decided we were going to move in November that year and work a winter season at one of the mountains. A lot of Australians do that, and we knew that there was going to be a lot of third-party companies out there that would be dedicated basically entirely to get you as an Australian working at a ski hill in Canada. Going through a third-party company definitely took away the scariness of, like, I don't really know what I'm doing. How do you move overseas? How am I gonna get a job? How am I gonna find accommodation? Like, you know what I mean. Cal had been snowboarding for years, so he was set. I have done a full winter season, and I still feel and look like I haven't snowboarded a day in my life, honestly. I'm so scared. I'm so scared I'm gonna fall over and hurt myself. And then I'm like, I remember doing this bike tour in San Francisco, and I was just like at the back of the pack. They had to get like one of the guides from the front to come to the back and ride his bike next to me because like the rest of the group were like at the front having fun. Pretty much sums up how much of an adrenaline like junkie kind of person I am. I'm so boring. I'm just not extreme. What is like the most extreme that I get? Sometimes I put the incline on 13 rather than 12 and like don't fall off the treadmill, so. We thought working on a mountain would be fun, it would be totally different, and ultimately it would get us to Canada, and if we didn't like it, at least we were in Canada, we had jobs, we had accommodation, and we could figure out the rest from there. We went through a company called IEP. I'll pop another link in the description below for their website. Essentially, that was the company we used to help us figure out what mountain we wanted to move to, and they helped us well, essentially they helped organize interviews for us at various mountains. So initially IEP provided us with, I want to say like 8 to 9 mountains. I could just go on their website and look it up, but like maybe 8 to 9. Let me know if there's more now or less, I'm not sure. We researched each one and then narrowed it down to 2, and then we had job interviews with both of those mountains, and then in the end we decided which mountain was best for us and accepted the jobs at that one. IEP do actually also help with the visa process. We had just done it by ourselves previously, so we mainly just used them for getting a job on a mountain in Canada. Oh, they also helped us with our extended travel visas into the States, the B1, B2 visa. I won't go into any detail about that now. I'm just gonna keep talking about Canada. Leave a comment below if you do want to know more about the B1, B2 through visa process. Also, this video isn't sponsored. Like, clearly I have 50 subscribers. It's literally just the company that I used, so I want to share it with you guys. But yeah, we picked a mountain that had staff accommodation, which was great. I am so grateful that we did, looking back. There's definitely some other mountains that were larger and more popular that we thought about, but ultimately we chose one that was a lot smaller and had the staff accommodation, which I am very, very grateful for. Looking back, I am so glad I didn't go to one of those like crazy busy mountains, because as much as I'm a city person, snowboarding on a quiet mountain was just like, you would just go out some days and there's no one else out there, and that is just like, it's good. I love that. Especially because I was just learning and it was pretty much just me like falling on my ass every day. And when I'm learning something, I just don't want anyone around because I just feel like I'm constantly being judged. I'm like, no one watch, no one watch. Once we had our jobs and accommodation, we basically just started planning all of our flights and travel and all that kind of stuff, how we were going to get to the mountain, etc, etc. You know, like all those little things. Now we're in Canada. Basic timeline, because I feel like I've been in Canada for a year and I'm talking a lot about how we moved to do a winter season. Obviously winter's gone, like seasons don't last the whole year. So this is a basic timeline. We got to Canada at the end of November. We were at the mountain from November till the start of April for like the winter season, obviously. Then we went on a 2-month road trip through the States. And we came back to the same mountain to do the summer season. The summer season at that mountain was only 2 months of work, so we figured after being on the road for like 2 months, we just wanted to kind of go back to somewhere familiar and just live in a house and not out of the back of our car. Then we moved to Vancouver after that. So that's where we currently are now, and oh my god, this city is the love of my life. Don't even get me started. I'm so obsessed with Vancouver. Actually getting ready to move back to the same mountain for another winter season, but stay tuned for that. I think, honestly, I have grown a lot since I've moved to Canada. Looking back, I don't even recognize myself before I came to Canada. I'm really proud of the person that I'm becoming. I think I can look back at the ways I treated people in the past, the way I handled situations, my priorities, etc., and just know that that is just not, like, that doesn't even feel like who I am now, because I feel like I've grown a lot from that. Like I said before, nothing in this life is better than personal growth and development, and I really think moving to Canada has helped me grow so much, and I highly recommend doing it, especially if you're sitting at home being like, oh, I don't know, maybe it could be cool, maybe I should move overseas. Like, please move, come to Canada and be my friend. Living in Canada definitely has its ups and downs. Money is a huge one. Obviously, working at a mountain isn't like paying big dollars. I actually think I want to make a whole video on budgeting and prioritizing, because I swear it has saved and changed my whole life. The hardest one is definitely not seeing friends and family. We haven't been home in, yeah, literally nearly a year, and there's definitely days where it gets to the both of us. And I mean, I think that's totally understandable, but yeah, it can be really hard sometimes. I think knowing that this is what we want to do, and it just keeps us going. We've got each other, which is a blessing, and it's making us stronger. Everything's gonna be okay, and like, FaceTime, you know? I have a couple of tips that I want to share with you guys. One, don't pack too much. Honestly, we packed so much stuff and we have so much regret. You really don't need a lot. Just pack the bare minimum. You can always get more stuff when you're over here. Save the money on luggage fees. Just don't. Pack your bag, unpack it like 3 times, cull as much as you can. You won't regret it. 2, save as much as you can. By no means do you have to have a lot of money to move overseas. I know people who literally have, like, they came to Canada and they have $500 in their bank account, $1,000 in their bank account. I mean, just saving as much as you can and having some savings definitely makes the transition a lot easier. You have a lot less stress and you're more comfortable. So I definitely recommend saving as much as you can before you come. But with that in mind, please do move. Please do not just keep saying year after year, oh, if I save a bit more money, I can move to Canada with $10,000 more in the bank account. You need to acquire a decent amount that you're happy with and then go, because it's so easy to just go, I'm gonna have more money next year and the year after and the year after. You kind of just need to sit down with yourself and set a goal and say, okay, once I have X amount of money, I'm gonna be comfortable to move to Canada. 3, get travel insurance. There's nothing else really to say about it. Just get it. Honestly, don't risk it. It's not worth it. And finally, please do not be afraid to ask questions, whether it be to me, to someone else who's been in this experience, or even to yourself. Sometimes you really have to sit down with yourself and ask, okay, what do I want? Why do I want it? What's best for me? It can be really hard to sort of ask yourself those questions, but I think they really help. I read this quote once and it said something like, whatever you're not changing, you're choosing, and I feel that. You know when you hear a quote and it just like hits you so hard, I'm like, yeah, Thank you for watching. I really hope this helps. If you're thinking of moving overseas or have any questions at all, send me a message, leave a comment below, whatever platform you're comfortable with. I am more than happy to help, or even just to talk. Even if you're just overseas and struggling, or you're overseas and you've got some tips for me, I definitely want to hear them. But yeah, reach out. I'm always here. I always want to hear what you have to say, and I love you guys. Bye. Literally the only reason I got ready today was to film this video. Fun employment, am I right, ladies? I'm just in between contracts right now, okay? I worked a bit when we got to Vancouver, and now I'm having 4 weeks off before I work the winter season. I'm not technically unemployed. I mean, kind of am. Did I even move to Canada, or am I stuck in like a parallel universe? I just cannot go down that spiral right now. This sounds so confusing. Okay, so we opportunities. Oh my god, I can't even. Oh my god. If Beyonce tells you a year before that she's gonna be at Coachella, that's why you go. I only went to Coachella again this year for Ariana Grande, and I'm not afraid to say it. While we were organizing Coachella, honestly, if I say Coachella one more time in this video, alright Beth, we get it, you went to Coachella. Coachella! I mean, like, just go for it. I don't know. We decided we'd move. Hi everybody. I don't know what I'm saying right now. Oh, I need to stretch my legs. Canada.